What is poppin'? Facebook. It is Mother-Daughter Transparent Talks. And hey, we are back to bring a great conversation. How's everybody doing today?
Good.
Okay, this is my grandson over here and my granddaughter's over there. So we're going to open up with family prayer, okay? So, Simi, you want to pray?
Yeah.
Okay, Carter, you want to say the prayer?
Yeah.
Okay. Carter's going to say the prayer. Okay, Carter, say the prayer.
I don't know.
Okay, he doesn't know the prayer yet.
Yeah, I'll say it. Lord, we thank you for this day. We thank you for bringing
Wait,
us to
hold on,
this
I
day.
know.
Carter.
You know what?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to let Carter pray, family. Y'all just hang in there because this is what it looks like when you're teaching and training your children in the ways of the Lord. This is what it looked like. I got my little grandson here, and then Chloe's over on her mother's side. We're just going to join hands and pray. And this is how we teach our little ones how to pray. So you all just keep that in mind. They know how to pray. They know how to say, God, thank you. So we're going to let Carter say the prayer. Carter's 4 years old. Okay? Go ahead, Carter. Take it away. Hold it. Hold it up to your mouth. Okay? You can say, God,
God,
thank you for
thank you for
this great day.
this great day.
God, thank you
God, thank you
for Mommy and Daddy,
for Mommy and Daddy,
for Gaga and all my grandparents,
for Gaga, all my grandparents,
all my cousins,
all my cousins,
for my family,
for my for my family,
and Facebook friends.
for Facebook friends.
Everybody have a blessed
Everybody have a blessed
and prosperous happy day.
and prosperous happy day.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you so much, Carter. Thank you. Okay, buddy, go back over there. And thank you, Chloe. Well, a happy Sunday, everybody. We just wanted to
Gaga.
involve the kids in this video without exposing them, because that is one of the things that we're going to talk about today is your kids on Facebook. So welcome Sam.
Thank you.
Of course, I'm Nadine Slaughter. Of course, I am the world's best transformational speaker, mother, author, auntie, grandmother. Those things. Go ahead, Mod Baby, and introduce yourself.
I'm Sim. I'm just the daughter. I'm a mom. Yeah, that's pretty much me. I guess pretty boring. I'm just regular. I'm here. Yeah, I'm here. How y'all doing? It's a good, pretty day out. Good day to be out.
And I mean, when we get up, what is going to help us have an attitude of gratitude is just thank God that you woke up in the morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then your kids woke up,
Yeah,
and your mom woke up,
absolutely.
your dad woke up.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, that's going to get your day set for you is when you just get up and start praising God for, small things they seem like, but when they're intangible, like having, your friends and your family still here and everybody slept well last night, no trees fell in the house or nobody got shot or, all those things.
Yeah, for sure. That's the little things. Yeah, everybody doesn't have that luxury to even wake up or to even be in a home. So it's very, very little things that make sure that we don't neglect in our prayers that we're thankful for sure. Or not even just prayers, but just even when you're thinking of things to be grateful for, it's just so many that we take for granted that everybody doesn't have. So absolutely, I absolutely agree.
So do you think, does that pretty much help you set the tone for your day? When you wake up in the morning and you want to thank which you thinking?
Yeah, I just decide every day is gonna be a good day, and I woke up on the right side of the dirt, so it's a good day. And no matter what happens, it's a good day. I'm gonna make it a good day, for sure. So yes.
That's good. You all come on in and join us today. This is going to be always a conversation. Pretty much what we're going to do is, the heart of this podcast is to bridge the gap between mothers and daughters, because there are so many daughters and mothers who are operating in, issues that are keeping them separated, and that is the enemy's plan, is to break up the family. And as powerful as us women are, mothers and daughters, it goes past our emotions. It goes past sometimes what we think, because when we invite God's presence in, He'll help us get along. He'll help us keep our relationships mentally healthy, spiritually healthy, physically, financially healthy, socially healthy. And so I want to thank my daughter's seminar for taking out the time with her super busy schedule to hang out with Mom on the couch doing mother-daughter transparent talks. And what we want to do is just talk about a few things for about 30 minutes to share with you all. And if you have comments, feel free to just come on in. And if you see me looking down at my phone, that's because I'm going to be looking at your comments, okay? So welcome, welcome. One of the things that I want to talk about today, Sim, is how we honor our parents, okay? And my parents are transitioned into heaven. But I'd like to ask Seminar, what are some of the ways that you honor your parents?
Well, I would say by trying to still make time for them in times like this, even when I do have a lot going on, or I'm very busy. I try not to take for granted that my parents are even still here on this earth, because it definitely will not always be like that, and I will regret those times that I did not take the time, even just a little bit of time out of my day, no matter what's going on, to spend some time with both of them, because I am thankful that they are both still here. So just just checking on them every now and then, giving them a shout out, or as far as with my mom, maybe having a drink every now and then, and just some wine time. With my dad, thankfully my dad had a tough year, and so we're able to spend last year. So we're able to spend more time together this year, and so I'm trying to work on making sure that I get more time in with him, and going to lunch or just small things. Time it's a sacrifice for sure, but it's definitely worth it. Making sure that their grandchildren also reach out to them as well, just because if they weren't here, then they wouldn't have grandchildren. They're part of the reason why they're here. So it's important for them to check on them too, and get to spend time with them as well. So I'm pretty sure there are some other things. See what comes to mind.
And it trickles down to your children. Can you think of some ways that your children honor you?
I would say by doing simple things, like just what I ask, of course, for sure, that's easy. Making sure that they are doing what they need to do to be successful in school. Making sure that they are respectful to not only me, but other general, just because as a rule of thumb, we want to treat people how we want to be treated. So it's important for them to soak up that same rule. Very important in their lives. Just today, for example, we were kind of rushing out of the house, and it was a rough morning. I kind of forgot. I knew I had something going on. I knew I needed to be somewhere at a certain time, but I kind of forgot that I didn't have people at the house, so that the kids were going to be there, and I was hungry. I wanted to hurry up and fix something. I was tired. I didn't have time to rest. It's just all these things, and I decided that it didn't matter. I was going to get out of the house and do what I need to do, and it was still going to be a good day. Kind of sort of like what we were just, kind of talking about. And I came downstairs, and I heard the dishwasher on, and I was like, I didn't do any dishes. And my daughter had cleaned the kitchen and put the dishes in the dishwasher, and the kitchen was wiped down, and the sink was empty, and it just made me very, 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 very happy. And I really, really, really appreciate her, especially in times when I may be in a little distress, even though I don't want them to see that. I appreciated her just doing something as simple as doing the dishes, and I didn't have to say anything.
Wow.
That's a big thing. So that's a very good example of kind of how they honor me, and especially her. She sweeps the floor, or she'll spend some time mopping the floor. And I have a fairly big downstairs, so for her to do all of that is very major, and it's just, it makes me feel good, and it makes me glad that she does things like that without me having to ask. It makes me feel like I'm instilling good practices in her. So, yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Chloe is sitting behind the camera. I want to just say thank you, Chloe, so much for all that you do for your mommy. I mean, that says a lot for what you see your kids doing, that you have to, give yourself a pat on the back sometimes for, the success that you're experiencing through your kids. And Chloe is how old?
9.
Chloe is 9 years old. Okay? And man, I just, that makes me so proud. It makes me so proud to see the manifestation that I've instilled in Seminar, and then she can see it in her daughter. I mean, that's a big deal to me. It is, because there are so many families who are just, they don't even get along. And then the mothers and the daughters, they're bitter towards each other, they're angry at each other, and some of the things that are going on in the home, the kids are taking it to school with them, and so that's one of the real crucial things that was important to me when I knew that I was bringing you forth. I thought, okay, God, I got to get this right, because now here I'm bringing a daughter into this world, and I want to, be a good example. And the ways that I honor my mother and father when they were here, in spite of whether or not my father was not physically present, we still have to honor their position, right? Because without the parents, you're not here. And some of you, you don't know who your parents are, and I'm so sorry to hear that. But you're going to be all right, because what God will do is he'll send a parent figure into your life that you can relate to. It may not always be your parent, but still honor the position, honor the title of your parent, and pray for your parents. Okay? That's a huge, one of the most important ways that you can honor your parents is to pray the blessing of God over your parents. Have grace over your parents, right? Because we are still trying to figure some things out for ourselves. You got a lot of parents my age and older. I'm 65, and they're older, and we still haven't figured some things out. But because of how I live my life in a God-centered way, is that I don't give up, or it's easy for you to say, well, you know what, I feel bad because I don't know this, or I feel bad because I don't know that. Don't worry about that.
Mm-hmm.
Live in the moment, and then, trust that God is working your day out, because your days are way more hectic than mine. I mean, Seminar works in the corporate world. I retired from the corporate world, but I transitioned into entrepreneurship. And entrepreneurship is not a game. It is not a joke when especially you're building two businesses, okay? So I'm building a speaker business and a life insurance business, okay? So when people think about, okay, well, you don't have a set schedule. Well, you're probably not as busy. No, you're twice as busy. You're twice as busy, because a typical day for me is to get up at about 7:30, get my coffee, talk to God. And if I don't have something on my schedule, I used to think that, okay, well, if I don't have anything on my schedule, then that means I don't have any business. Yes, I do. Because what happens is that God will orchestrate my day to tell me what to work on, who to call, who to connect with. If I'm writing a book, what to write. That's about 7:30, and I still have to have structure in my day.
Yeah.
Because before I know it, it's 12 o'clock. I have to structure my day first with God, and then check my emails, and then make a few phone calls. And, I train in the insurance business 4 times a week. I train in the speaker business and do some coaching, once or twice a week. These are accountability people, right? And I don't just do that for myself. I do it for other people. Because it's nothing like being on a meeting on a Zoom, and then there's nobody there that's watching you, or there's nobody there for you to talk to and to train. And so, and then, putting things on my schedule to do like career days in the schools, because I love giving back in that way. Because my educators are important.
Mm-hmm.
Where would we be without good educators? And then that's another thing, to honor your educators.
Yeah.
Educators work doggone hard to bring us the best education that we can get, right? So those ways that you just honor people just in general, and not just your parents, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about having your children on social media. One of the first things that I think about, this goes back to honoring my daughters, is that my daughters, they don't like being on social media a lot. Now, Cece's a little different because she has a different, she brands herself a whole lot. That's a little different. And man, I feel so honored to have Simi here, because she's not wanting to be on the camera a lot. But I really believe that she's here for you. Yeah, it's not just about maybe she doesn't want to be here, but she's here for you, because she has so much to offer when it comes to even talking to young ladies about being a daughter, about being a mother, and so I appreciate that. So I respect that. She knows that I'm a camera person, of course, and that I'm always taking pictures, I'm always doing videos, and that goes way back to when she was a kid. I don't know if she remembers this, but I used to take pictures of her all the time. All the time. It's a hobby for me. But then as it transitions now into a not so much a career, but it's my purpose to speak life into people. So get to the point now where I just bought this new camera and I gotta learn how to use that thing so that we can bring you better quality. And so when it comes to children being on social media, we do have to be careful. Now, even though seminar is my daughter, and she's not like a little kid, still I have to be respectful, right? So when she'll say, "Mom, don't post that," I shouldn't do it, and I don't. Every now and then she'll see me post something about, with her and I in it because, man, I just have so much fun with this girl right here. we have fun, man. We have fun. I mean, she is, she's a, tell me about your line dance. This girl, what? What? I mean, I used to be a dance machine, but I didn't know I zapped her with it.
Yeah, probably.
So she's in a line dancing group, right? They will dance 4 straight hours.
Yes, we will. There's lots of dances. There's probably 10 new ones every single day, so there's plenty of ones to do, but it's extremely, extremely fun. Very, very therapeutic. So, yeah, we love it.
And she said, "Mom, you should come and line dance with us sometime." I'll say, and this is just honestly, I don't do good trying to focus on a step. I'll be off in a whole different zone if I started with them. I'll be like, "Oh man, I'm just not wired with that." To be in a group, they'll be, doing these line dances to them fans and them boots and all this really cool music. I mean, do you all have a line dance now for T.I.'s new song?
There are a few of them. Yeah.
Oh, because I see it all the time on social media. That's a craze now. They're doing these line dance to T.I.'s new song. So I mean, hey, it's out there. It's out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's out there. So on the other side of having your kids on social media, we do have to be careful because there's a dark side of having your kids on social media. There are predators out there who are, watching kids, and I hate it. It's sad, but that is one of the things that I want to be more involved in is to bring more awareness to human sex trafficking. I don't want to see our kids being, watched in that way. I don't want to see our kids being stalked. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So, when it comes to our kids being on TikTok or being on Instagram, a lot of the kids are on TikToks, and a lot of kids are on there just for fun. And they're innocent. All they want to do is play, y'all, on the camera. They're not on there trying to, do anything bad. If you see any of that behavior, they got that from somewhere. Kids grow up innocent, and it's up to us to keep them in a safe and happy environment. Okay? But these days, a lot of it has to do with, right here, your mind. If you don't have the mind of Christ, then you're going to go the other way. Okay? And that's, there's no gray area as to whose mind you're going to have. We choose the mind of Christ, right? But even though, we live Christian-based life, we have fun. Y'all, God has got a sense of humor. So he wants us to enjoy our lives. Right? So when it comes to having your kids on social media, what do you think about that, Cindy?
I don't think kids should have social media pages. I think it just it takes them away from what they need to be focusing on. And I mean, because social media will take adults' attention off what they need to be focusing on. It does to me all the time. Every now and then when I get on there just to surf, I'm not really a person that likes to post. I don't, or social media to me is just a lot of fake happiness. So I'm not really a person that likes to be on it very much. But there are benefits that I found. Like I like different recipes and different exercises, the line dances. I mean, sometimes you find good things in the marketplace, but for children, until they're a certain age, because it's so influential, I don't think that they need to have pages. I don't agree with it. I think there's just so many other things that they need to be focused on. And being that social media, I mean, it is regulated to a certain extent. It's not regulated enough to where it's kid friendly enough to me. So I definitely do not agree with it. I think that children have too much screen time anyway in the first place, and they need to be, being challenging their minds to be more creative without so much screen time. And I think that social media definitely takes away from that. TV too. TV, I mean, it's the same way, but it seems that social media has become a little bit more addictive these days than just regular TV, how TV used to be. I think social media is kind of starting to take over that different type of addictiveness. And I just think that children need to be children, and they need to stay children as long as they can, just because there's so much going on in the world. It's a different world right now than when I was a child. Much different than when you were a child. And it takes away from their ability to be creative and to kind of think outside the box when they're just kind of watching something all day. And so, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. And I mean, it's even a pull on me. What I do though is I'm on social media because I'm always looking for events to go to. And there's a lot of events that you can tap into on social media. It's not so much of what other people are doing, because I really, I do support like people that are, doing fun things out, give them a shout out or whatever like that, but I don't spend time scrolling for those reasons so much.
Right, yeah.
But when it comes to, because I like to get out and go and learn.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my mind is such like a sponge. I want to learn. I want to be involved. And just like when Christian and I went to the estate planning segment the other day, I found that out on social media, of course, on Facebook. Mm-hmm. So there's some good and there's some bad, and that's pretty much with anything in life. So we really do have to be careful that we're not getting so pulled on, and really check yourself when you're scrolling, you got to think, okay, well, so why am I doing this, right? Mm-hmm. What is it that I'm getting out of it? And I need to stop wasting time, because you only have so much time on this earth.
Right.
And, so it's important for us to, be mindful of what you're doing with your time, and yes, who's influencing you. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, so hopefully, if you all are out there with your kids and they're spending all of this time on social media, it does take some discipline on your part for you to, look at the gifts that are inside of your kids and spend time cultivating those things. Okay? Because even Simi mentioned back in my day, when we could watch TV, I would rather be outside playing. I'd be out there, you know, in the yard, maybe planting some flowers or, you know, playing over. We used to have these, I call them mini forests across the street from us, and we take the little trees, and we used to pull them down and ride on them like horses. Because that was just so much fun and just nature.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you know, spend some time out in nature a little bit more. You know, those could be some good things to do. And there's, you know, a lot of things that life has to offer, but, you know, pay attention to your kids early on to see what they like. Pay attention to what they're drawn towards. If it's something on social media, just say, hey, well, what do you like about that? You know, or do you want to try that?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like, just cultivate what's inside of them by, you know, just having some balance in there. Yeah. Well, I promised seminar a half hour, and I think we've been on here for a little while, but I want to know who's winning. Okay? So after you see this video, I want you to type in the comments, what win do you have to celebrate today or this past week? Always celebrate your wins, small and large, okay, family? So I want to thank you all for coming on in. Don't you forget to like and share this video because it's just not for you. And we're here for you all. But I want to say thank you to Seminar. Simi, you want to add any last words to the audience about whatever?
I want to say thank you, and to make sure that you choose to make it a great day every day, no matter what's going on. That's always, positivity is what's going to make or break your day, so make it a great day.
Chloe.
Right.
Okay, we're going to have Chloe tap our finish button because we got some things that we got to go and do today. So I want you all to make it a great day. Come on this side over here, sweetie. Around here. You see that little finish button over there? You all have a great day. Peace and blessings.